Alright, Shalom. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. All she brothers will be pushing this truth in sincerity. This is gonna be a quick video, man. Pretty much speaking about wisdom. And pretty much, the title's gonna say it for itself, in that really this is your woman, man. This is what you're supposed to be pursuing. And it's likened onto a man who has, the finest woman out there. All the other women in the world become like mistresses, man. All right, and that's how really you're gonna see how this was written. The scriptures and so on and so forth. That's what it was likened unto, man. All right. See, this is the principal thing to take up. All right. This is the most important thing to attain in this in life, man. All right. So without much further ado, pretty much for this one, I'm gonna just let the scriptures do the talking, because it's pretty much, it's nice, man. This is a nice scripture, man. So it said, wisdom reacheth one end to another, mightily and sweetly doth she order all things. All right. And when we go into the scriptures in the book of 1 Corinthians, the 14th chapter, around about the 40th verse, if I'm not mistaken, right? It speaks on the point to all things being done decently in order, man. All right. And you can only attain that order that's spoken about the scriptures by reading the scriptures. All right. Ergo, obtaining wisdom. All right. He says, and I loved her, and I sought her out from my youth. Right. And we read the scriptures again, and he says, it's something to the effect of, let the young man bear the yoke in his youth. All right. Because when you get the adversities that you get when you come into this thing, when you getting all of those adversities and that, man, you obtain the vast majority of those adversities not in your youth. All right. Notwithstanding, obviously, if you come of age spiritually, you're still going to catch adversities, but the vast majority of that is going to take place in your youth, whilst you have the strength to overcome any of that. All right. When really you don't have no excuses. All right. And it says, and I desired to make her my spouse, right, his wife. All right. And I was a lover of her beauties, and she is the conversant with the Most High. She magnifieth her nobility. Yea, the Lord of all things himself loved her, for she is privy for the mysteries of the knowledge of the Most High, and the lover of his works. If riches be a possession to be desired in life, what is richer than wisdom? All right. So if you desire your heart's desire is to get all of those goodies, man. All right. The man posed the question, right? Pretty much, what is richer than wisdom, man? He pretty much put the question out there, man. What are you gonna obtain in this world, especially in this wicked society, that's gonna be of a higher value, right, than wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man? It says that worketh all things, right? And so in obtaining wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, wisdom, all right, you can obtain all things, in other words, man. Right? And it says, if prudence work, who of all that are in is a more cunning workman than she? All right. And it says, if a man love righteousness, and and her labors are virtues, for she teacheth temperance, right, patience, and so on and so forth, and prudence, justice, and fortitude, right, which are such things as men, right, can be nothing more profitable in life. So in anything that you do, in anything that you obtain in this world, there's nothing more profitable than what do you say? Temperance, prudence, justice, and fortitude. All right. There's nothing that's going to be more profitable to your life than those things, and that's going to come by way of what? Attaining that wisdom. That's going to come by way of what? All right. All of the adversities that you're going to go through in this world, because through much adversities you're going to obtain wisdom until you understand the scriptures, the dark sayings of these scriptures, man. All right. Let me carry on. It says, and if a man desire much experience, she know things of old. All right. Like I said, most of this is just pretty much self-explanatory, man. All right. She knows things of old and country stuff. All right. What is to come? She knoweth the subtleties of speeches, and can expound dark sayings, right? For she foreseeth signs, wonders, and events of seasons and times. So when you get into this thing, man, all right, when the dark sayings get, open out into your mind, man, you can clearly see that this kingdom's getting ready to be destroyed. See, that's how we know. That's how we know a Nate and an IUIC clan, right? They don't have that wisdom because pretty much they don't see that this thing is coming to an end, man. They don't see that pretty much they haven't had those dark sayings expounded onto them. What's the dark saying that comes quick to mind? The dark saying of, I know it's not IUIC, but pretty much the dark saying where with Cornelius is a Jake, man. For guys like Hard Rock Truth and so on and so forth. I think the guys down at what is it? What camp is this now? Down with General Yohana, right? ASUPK. I think they still believe that Cornelius was an Edomite, right? But see, if you understood the dark sayings of the scriptures, then you understand that Cornelius would have had to be in a Jake. Hell, basic scriptural understanding lets you know that if the Most High saves one Edomite, well, the whole of Edom is saved, man. Did not the Most High save just Noah and the whole line of different people came out of that, man? All right. And more to the point, the progenitor of our race was one man, Israel, man. All right, so you could have had it to where all of or you could, another way you could look at it is, if you have one Edomite that's gonna make it, all right, he could pretty much bring forth the rest of his entire nation, man, just like how his forefather Esau did. All right, so let me carry on with this and not get too straight away. It says, "She foreseeth signs and wonders and events of seasons and times." Right, therefore I purpose to take her to. Therefore, I purpose to take her to live with me, man. All right, and he's talking about wisdom right here, man. Knowing that she will be a counselor of good things, right? Knowing, counselor of good things. So you come into a situation, you're gonna get the good counsel as opposed to being rash, all right, and the opposite of being temperate, all right. It says, a comfort in cares and grief. For her sake, I shall have estimation amongst the multitude. All right, and honor with the elders, though I be young. So in order to get that respect, man, that true respect, not the respect of the people of the world, but really the respect all the way right up into the Most High, you have to attain wisdom. But as you're gonna read, as you're gonna see, as further on within the scripture, right? The Most High, the scripture says it best, man. You can't attain wisdom lest the Most High give her unto you, man. And that's how we know the Most High deals with an elect, because you can clearly see that the guys, the men at GMS, are on a completely different level, man. So they might have something right different about them that the rest of the people don't. And to put it simply, it's the truth. They have Sophia, man. Right? So it says, right, I shall be found of a quick conscience, right? In judgment, and I shall be admired in the sight of great men. Right, when I hold my tongue, they shall bide my leisure, and when I shall speak, they shall give ear unto me. Right, if I talk much, they shall lay their hands upon my mouth. Moreover, by means of her shall I obtain immortality. So by the means of obtaining this wisdom and knowledge and understanding, man, right, you're gonna obtain immortality, man. To have all the desires that you could wish for, and so on and so forth. And it's going to show you that only an Israelite man can obtain this wisdom, man, because he's going to go on to say to judge the heathens and so on and so forth. You know that part of the promises only pertains rather more to the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, and all it is will disperse throughout the four corners of the earth, starting first with the elect. All right, she says, and I shall set the people in order, and the nations shall be subject unto me. Right? I'll read again. I shall set the people in order. Right? What calls to mind by way of that scripture, by way of that particular part of the scripture, is what the scripture said when the Lord said, "Ye shall sit on 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." And right, and what does it say here? The nations can be subject unto me. Oh, it says within the scriptures, in scriptures like slipping right now, but the best one I can think of right now is Revelations, the 2nd chapter, on the 25th verse, where with the Lord sanctioned it that we was gonna crush the nations, right, and they shall become, a bit of shivers, beaten to shivers rather more. All right, so it says here, Horrible tyrants shall be afraid, right? Esau, right? Hey, the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, tells you all about that. It says something to the effect of um when they shall see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. All right, right. And when they see what? When they see the upliftment of the Negroes, Hispanics, Native Americans, by way of what? By way of this wisdom, man. All right. So like it says here, horrible tyrants shall be afraid, man. All right. And it says, and I shall be found good among the multitude and valiant in war. And after I am come in my house, I will repulse her, which means to lie with her. All right. Repulse myself with her. All right. For her conversation hath no bitterness. All right, so you know, like these women out here, you speak to them, man. You find out pretty much, because women are of the world, man. You find out there's much bitterness in this world, because you deal with anyone in this world, a woman is gonna bring bitterness into the mind, man, because they're so in tune with this devil. All right, they're so in tune with the way that this kingdom's going, man. They can't see the gross darkness has covered this place, man. All right, but the scripture says here, um, pretty much. No, I lost where I was. Um, right, yeah, she says in her conversation there's no bitterness. So when you hear the elders speak and the men underneath them, right, there ain't no bitterness in that, man. The hope of the kingdom, right, was gonna come by way of the kingdom. What's gonna come by way of the destruction of Esau, man. That's all stuff that really, you know, that brings comfort to the ears, man. That's why the scripture was called known as the comforter, man. Right, to live with her hath no who, to live with her hath no sorrows but mirth and joy, man. And he says, and and now when I considered these things in myself, I pondered them in my heart, right? How that by how that to be alien unto wisdom is immortality, and great pleasure is to have her friendship, and uh, in her works are infinite riches. So in the works of wisdom, you're going to obtain an innumerable amount of riches, right? And that includes the heathens as well, man. Right? And in the exercise of conference with her, prudence, and in talking with her, a good report. And I went about seeking how to take her for me, right? How to take her to me, right? It says, for I was a witty child and had a good spirit. Yea, rather, being good, I came into a body undefiled. Nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except the Most High gave her me, right? What does that call to remembrance? Romans the 11th chapter and the 7th verse. What then the Most High what then Israel hath not obtained that which is seeketh for, but the election hath obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right, so I'm gonna read that verse again. It says, nevertheless, I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except the Most High give her. And at that point, wisdom also know, and that was a point of wisdom also, know whose gifts she was. All right, and I prayed unto the Most High and besought him, and with my whole heart I said. And so it goes into the next chapter. So pretty much, you know, a lot of that was self-explanatory, man. But pretty much, you know, you can see how important it is to strive for the masteries, you know, to strive for this wisdom, man. And you know, whatever adversities you're going through, you can see how much wisdom is much more so than any riches that you can obtain in this kingdom. So pretty much with that, I'm gonna say, you know, all praises unto Yahweh, Shemi Shai, double honors to the apostles of GMS, honestly brothers that be pushing this truth in sincerity. Shalom.